Get ready for the countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, it's time for the Voodoo Chef Podcast, where we will discuss all things voodoo from the Voodoo Studios located right here in beautiful Tampa, Florida. So to all my booties out there, if you're looking for nothing but a good time, this is the place to be. Call your friends, knock on the neighbor's door, and let them know it's time to party like a rock star for the next hour. Join me and my guests and learn to voodoo like we do as we discuss our faves and the voodoo that we use. I'll put our guests on the spot as we ask for their top 3, and make sure and listen as we discuss some of our favorite war stories from the kitchens we've worked in. Sit back, grab a tall glass of your favorite libation, and enjoy this episode of the Voodoo Chef Podcast. What's going on, Voodies? It is National Bacon Day, not to be confused with International Bacon Day, which is in September, or every day is Bacon Day with the Voodoo Chef, but it's National Bacon Day, and today has been an amazing day. Guys, what's going on?
Very little, man. It's vacation time.
Alexis, how many bacon cookies did you make today for Bacon Day?
None of them, sadly. I ate bacon for lunch, though.
Oh, that's always a win. That should be every day. That should be every day. Here we had bacon for breakfast. We had bacon for lunch. And then we made some amazing bacon tacos tonight. But that's just an average Wednesday at my house.
I didn't have any bacon today. Wait. I did have a bite of soup my wife made, and there was pancetta in it. That fucking counts.
It does. We'll give it the nod. Hey, I sit here and I talk about, the 5 food groups: butter, bacon, caffeine, carbs, and bourbon. Happy New Year, everybody. It's coming.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting here, and it just popped in my head right now. Have you ever had bacon in something that you didn't like? I actually have. But I think it might have just been the preparation. Can you think of anything? Mine was, I had a bacon latte. And
oh, Jesus.
The way they made it, they just made a regular latte, and then they poured bacon fat on top, like straight-ass bacon fat. They didn't mix it in. They didn't cut it in. They just added bacon fat at the end. And you know what? As much as I love bacon fat, and I have quarts of it in my refrigerator, that didn't do anything for me except make me just, ugh.
Yeah.
I honestly say that's the only thing.
I'm not big on it on donuts, man. I tried it, and it sounds great in theory, but not. It's not horrible. It's just, it's kind of like, I like garlic. I like cinnamon raisin bread. I don't fucking want them together. If I'm going to enjoy bacon, I want it to be in something where it's got the right role to play. It just ain't doing it for me on a glazed donut. Sorry, Lex. I know you make sweets all goddamn day, but no.
I like it on a donut, but I don't like the maple flavor with it. Lex, what about you?
I don't think I've had anything bad with bacon.
I trained you right. That's damn right.
Bacon and everything, but nothing bad.
Well, there is. I've had it. There's a couple different beers that are made, and I think there's one from Rogue out of Oregon, and they make it with it's maple bacon donut flavored beer from Voodoo Donut. It didn't play nice with beer to me. I mean, I know some people like it, but no. I like bacon. If you're gonna do umami, go the full 9. Don't fucking throw in dessert. Dessert and bacon. I
don't know, Eddie C. I don't know.
I don't hate it. It's just, I'm not gonna.
Voodoo Chef Pig Candy's pretty on the spot.
Well, yeah, I mean that's got the right sweetness, and I make candied bacon too with my own, ghost maple syrup and the torch. But I don't know, man. It's just the trend to put bacon in every damn thing. Somebody needs, they need their ass kicked and shoved out a second-story window Fuck
I
that.
think we've put bacon in everything.
Just about everything.
We
Yeah.
made peanut butter cookies with bacon,
Yep.
chocolate chip cookies with bacon.
Cinnamon.
We've done a little bit.
Lex made a cinnamon roll with bacon wrapped up inside.
Yeah.
Won her some money. But pig candy's the jam, man. We make peanut brittle. We put bacon fat and bacon inside. And as soon as we pour it in the sheet pan and it starts to harden, we rub magic all over the top, man. Telling you.
I can see that.
I feel like
I did have that, and it was really
junkie,
good.
man. I'm drinking minis today.
Oh,
I feel like an alcoholic drinking minis. Hey, but
holy shit!
so I cooked with some. I cook with bacon tonight, of course, every night. But I did something like super duper amazing. I did blackened bacon wrap belly tacos. You guys got to check these out. So, as always, man, before we get started cooking, and you know it's hot when Carl Miller, what's going on, buddy? You know it's getting hot when I'm drinking my own sweet tea out here. But if you hadn't noticed by the table, we are going to get a little mixing happening here. Before we get started, as always, we have to share all things voodoo and let you know what the haps are with voodoo. We got a lot going on. We've got a little bit of time off. We took a little time off for the holiday here, but we're back in business, and I love to see everybody popping in. Russ, you put up some great posts. Carl, you put up some amazing food. Derek, good to see you in here, man. You guys got any questions, throw them up. We'll do our best to answer them, but remember, this is real. This is live. We're standing outside. This is not some studio production set. This is where I hang out. So this is the opposite end of Voodoo Studios. Derek, what's going on, man? It's nice to see you, man. And I'm glad you popped in today. If you need anything, you know where we're at, man. But all things voodoo, man. We took a week off. Joe Millet, man, everybody's popping in today. This is great. Man, we need a little third degree reunion, man. That's all I'm saying. Maybe you come over to Voodoo Studios and we hook it up. Third degree reunion, my place, you name the date and time. All right, enough hanging out in old home week here. Let's get busy. Voodoo Chef, every Friday, new podcast drops. We took last week off, but you can go back. You can listen to every episode. Check it out on the Voodoo Chef channel on YouTube. Simply log in and check it out. It's real simple. The last podcast we did was with my friend Darren Balch of Brown Foreman. If you don't know who that is the reps for Jack Daniels. And man, we had a great time. We learned all about the second time Jack Daniels became famous. So check that out. Check that out. New one drops this Friday. Hope you guys check it out. It's going to be a good time. Just hanging out, doing what we do. We're going to get started today. We are doing, if you saw the post earlier, we are doing a little blackened bacon wrap belly. And we're going to get to that in a minute. Before we do, I wanted to give a shout out to my boys at 813 Tequila. Born in Mexico, raised here in Tampa. Just a wonderful, wonderful product. If you know me, you know I'm Jack. That has not changed. But I love me some tequila, and I found a good one in 813. Big shout out to all the guys out at 813 and putting together an amazing product, and then labeling it local, and that's a great thing. We're going to make a little bit of a twist on an old fashioned. We're going to do a little tequila old fashioned, and I'm sitting here looking, and man, it's just going to be super duper yummy. All right, first thing we're going to do, we're going to get our glass, our mixer glass, and if you watched, you know this is normally the glass that I drink out of, but it's actually what we use to mix as well. So we're going to get some ice in here because we want to chill this up. And if you follow my recipe, you follow the recipes, you might see some variations, and that's okay. The beauty of this is you do you. We're usually Hughes. How you doing? Haven't seen you in a long time. Appreciate all the love and support you constantly throw. We're using a little bit of bitters. This is Woodford Reserve bitters, and we're using the spiced cherry, and we are going to use this liberally. We're going to put about 3 to 4 big squirts in here, and rock and roll with that. Now, this is where we would normally add our simple syrup. We would normally add our agave and water. In our recipe online, it does call for agave and water, but I got to tell you, I've fallen in love with these Luxardo cherries. If you know the Voodoo Chef, and you know the mantra, the 5 food groups are simple: butter, bacon, caffeine, carbs, and bourbon. It's not a hard sell. This does not fall anywhere in there. But if you know me, you also know I have a little bit of a sweet tooth. And I kind of fell in love with these Luxardo cherries. So instead of using agave, we're going to use about a tablespoon of that cherry juice. And then we're going to reserve this for later. Now we're going to take our 813. We're going to add about 2 ounces or more, depending on how strong you want it. Now it gets easy. Swirl this thing up. Not too difficult, just get a nice swirl on it. We don't need to go too much. You know, you heard me, if you see me in the past, you know, you do this with the bourbons. You know, you got those hot bourbons. You want a little bit of that ice to melt to cool it down. You got to know what you're making. We're using a nice Blanco here from 813. Great product. It's not really hot, so we don't need to do anything but chill it down. We're going to pour this over our pretentious ice cube. We're going to take a little bit of the orange. You know, you don't need to ignite this. You don't need to light it. Just give it a nice couple swirls. Drop it in there. And then we are going to finish it off with an actual cherry right on top. And guys, I'm here to tell you, this is going to be one amazing old fashioned. And if you're out there, make sure you hit this up. And somebody said, Ruby Red checking in all the way from San Francisco. Ruby, this is for you. You are dearly missed. I wish you were here with us. The delight in an old fashioned is definitely the cherry. And I bet you would have a lot of comments that could follow that. And let's keep this G-rated, Ruby. Here's to you, Ruby, and everybody else checking us out today. Oh, man. That's the best right there. That's the best. All right, let's talk about, you know what, let's get some stuff on the grill first. Let's get this cooking so we can get things started here. We'll tell you about these Voodoo events in a minute. What do I got here today? Well, today we're making blackened bacon wrap belly, and we're going to put that on tacos. So, cheers to you, Joe. What I did, I took some belly. I took about 2.5 pounds of belly, and you pick it up, and you know, somebody said to me, "You're making bacon wrap bacon." Well, kinda. We do make the bacon from the belly, but the belly is not cured. So we start with the belly. If you want to buy a whole belly, cut some off and make bacon out of some, and go start to finish with this, power to you. Power to you. We got some friends that do that for us. I call up my boy Vinnie Mac, and he does a little curing for the belly there, and then injects it with Jack Daniels, rubs it up with dirt, and smokes that bad boy. Makes me a little dirty Jack bacon, and I gotta tell you, it's phenomenal. Not what we did here today. We just made a simple fat boy belly. What's a fat boy belly? We take the belly, we've got about 2.5 pounds, and we put it inside a cryovac bag. We put it inside the cryovac bag with half a cup of Voodoo Chef Fat Boy. If you're not familiar with Voodoo Chef Fat Boy, this is our Eastern North Carolina barbecue sauce, which means it's a vinegar-based barbecue, and this is probably one of our most versatile products. You can use this as a marinade, as an injection. We use it to make salad dressings. We use it to make coleslaw. This just goes on and on and on with the things you can do. Lots of jokes here. I'll let them all go. Colazo, good to see you. Glad you're checking in. Glad you're checking out too, if everybody knows what I mean. So we took this, added inside the cryovac bag with the belly, sucked out the air, and when you do that, it kind of forces that Eastern North Carolina Voodoo Chef Fat Boy all around the belly. What happens then is we let it set for about 8 hours and marinate. Late last night, I put this bad boy inside my sous vide at 165 for 10 hours. And this morning we took it out, and here's the key, guys. A lot of people take out their belly and they go straight to the reverse sear and they serve it, and that's phenomenal. It's great. I don't do it that way. I take my belly and I take it out of the bag. I throw it on a sheet pan like this. I take another sheet pan, set it on top of my belly, and then I put a whole bunch of weight on top of here. And what that does is it's going to press down on that belly as it cools, and it's going to create a nice level product. And when we create that product and we cool it down and level it down, that's what allows us, when we cut the belly, to be able to cut nice uniform pieces so that when we skewer it and wrap it in bacon, everybody's getting the same cut and the same amount of belly. You know, if you're just cooking at home and you want to just throw it together, A-okay. But when we're working in the food service hospitality industry, while we're on that, go out and support all your local restaurants. We'll get off that table right now. When we're doing this in industry, we have to control our portion size, control what we're serving, know our dollars and cents, and get this ready to rock and roll. So we pressed the belly. That took about 4 to 6 hours. Then we took it out and we trimmed it into these nice pieces. Cut them up, got them into these cubes, and then wrapped them in some cherry bacon. So, bacon. When we talk about bacon, we took the belly. To make bacon, you take the belly, you salt cure it. You put together a whole bunch of salt, a little bit of pink salt, throw it in there with the belly, throw it in the refrigerator, and let it stay in there for about 7 days. You got to baby this thing. You got to flip it every day. Go in there, flip it. It allows the sodium to do its work and cure this pork. After about 7 days, we take it out and then we smoke it. And then we take it and we reserve it in the refrigerator till we're ready to use it. That's bacon. We took the raw belly, put it in the bag with the Fat Boy sous vide it, and then wrapped it in some cherrywood bacon. Today we're using Smithfield cherrywood bacon. It's what I like. You can use what you like. We're good to go. Now we're going to take these wrapped skewers we have. We're just going to season them with a little Voodoo Chef Black. Voodoo Chef Black is our version of blackening seasoning. Made famous, New Orleans, Commander's Palace, blackened redfish. Nowadays you see it everywhere. If you've seen me use black before, you see me shake it up, pour it out into a bowl, and then dredge my product through there. For this, we're using this more like our grill spice, and we're just seasoning our meat, much like we would a grill spice, onto a steak before it hits the grill. If you're looking for Voodoo Chef Black or Fat Boy, just so you know, if you're here local in Tampa Bay, run out to your local Sprouts, pick it up. It's on the shelf. If you want any of the other products and they don't have it, ask for it. Tell them to bring it in. Hook us up. Or else you can, if you're not in Tampa, hit us up online. If you're anywhere where there's a Sprouts, ask them to put it on the shelves. If you're not local or you're not where there's a Sprouts, just hit us up on voodoochef.com. That simple. All right. Now, bacon is one of the 5 food groups. So I'm going to take some of my bacon fat and I'm just going to season my grill. Tonight, I just lit up the little Kamado Joe Jr., I think they call it. We didn't need to go big time with the BGE. We're just doing some straight grill. We got our Fogo charcoal, direct heat. We're going to take our skewers and just put them right on. Pretty simple. And we're just going to let them do their work. Now, please notice I do have another sheet pan over here. This sheet pan we need to discard. We had raw product on there. We don't want to take our cooked product and put it on top of that raw product. So I always bring out 2 sheet pans so that I have room for my cooked product as well. I also, as these cook, am going to baste them with Voodoo Chef Smokehouse barbecue sauce. This is our traditional ketchup-based barbecue. And we're just going to glaze this on, much like you would ribs when you're finishing the ribs at the end of the process. So, I'm going to keep an eye on these. We don't want that flame to pop up and hit them, but we do want them to cook. So, time for a drink, right? How about that? Adam, what's going on, partner? All right, if you're just checking in, we've already made an 813 Tequila Old Fashion. We've got a little Blackened bacon wrap belly on the grill. We're going to be doing some tacos. And what we did, we marinated the pork belly in some Fat Boy in a sous vide bag. Took that marinated in the bag belly, threw it right in the sous vide. 10 hours at 165. Pulled it out. We pressed it as we cooled it to create a uniform product. And wrapped it in some cherry wood bacon from Smithfield. Now we got it on the grill, seasoned with a little Voodoo Chef Black. All right, next, just so we get some of the time kill here. This is something that takes a little time too, anywhere from 20 minutes to, days. I thin sliced some fresh jalapeno on my mandolin. We talked about Fat Boy being so versatile. We do Fat Boy quickles, where we take cucumbers and cover them with Fat Boy to make some quick pickles. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to make some quick pickled jalapeno. We're just going to cover those jalapenos with a little bit of the Voodoo Chef Fat Boy and let those set. All right, let's move this stuff off to the side, make a little room, get a little check over here. We're just doing a little dance, make a little love, get down tonight. Go ahead and get our first little baste on here. So we're going to get the pork belly. It's fat, man. No way around it. It's fat. But we cooked it down, got a nice cook on it, rendered that fat. We got it wrapped in the bacon, more fat. We took the Fat Boy, which is an acid, marinated in it to kind of balance that down. And then the same thing with our Smokehouse barbecue. A little bit of acid, also a little sweetness from the sugars in there. Gonna work some magic, gonna be fabulous. Let's talk all things voodoo. It's the end of the year. It's the last halfway hangout, but that doesn't mean we're going away. Every Friday, you can still catch Voodoo Chef podcast. Log on to Voodoo Chef's YouTube channel. You can download them, you can share them. But whatever you do, make sure you throw that whatever you do. Ring the bell, subscribe. I don't know. I'm old. I still get yelled at for using Facebook. But apparently, hashtag I'm addicted to TikTok. Dude, hit us up. Check out the YouTube channel. The last episode that we did with Darren Bouch from Brown Foreman, Jack Daniels. Amazing episode. And this week's going to be the same. This week, it's our end of the year episode. Make sure and check it out. It will drop on Friday morning. With that said, as we enter the new year, I hope everybody has an amazing and safe New Year's Eve. Let's welcome in 21, and let's welcome in 2021 like it's National Bacon Day, one of the most amazing days of the year. Again, not to be confused with International Bacon Day in September or Everyday Bacon Day on the Voodoo Chef calendar. 2021, February 12th will be our very first event back out in public. We will be hosting the Voodoo Valentine. It will be at Dark Door Spirits, and you'll be able to get a voodoo-fied 4-course meal, all while enjoying the comedy of Johnny B. My good pal's coming out to do some comedy. And if you haven't seen Johnny B live, you are missing out. He is one funny cat. And it's going to be a great show. It's in a distillery. You'll get a tour of the distillery, learn a little bit about how bourbons and gins and tequilas are made. And then we'll sit down, have a nice show, nice dinner, enjoy each other's company, and have a great time. What better way to spend Valentine than with the Voodoo Chef family. Log on to voodoochef.com, grab your tickets now. It is limited seating. We are following all COVID protocols, so make sure you get in there and get them quickly. Also, speaking of Johnny B, every Friday night, you can catch the Voodoo Like We Do segment on the Johnny B Show, only on 102.5 The Bone, during his foodie freestyle Friday nights episode. He's got some alliteration there, I can never remember. Freestyle Foodie Fridays, maybe that's it. But check us out, Voodoo Like We Do on the Johnny B Show every Friday night. If you're not in the Tampa Bay area, theboneonline.com will allow you to stream it from anywhere in the world. So you can check us out every Friday, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We talk all the time about cooking with all our senses. I just got a nice little whiff of some goodness, and so I'm working my way over here to just check things out. Give them a little flip, give them a little baste, and I got to tell you, I think I'm going to hit them with a little more black, because that black's going to bring a little bit of heat to the game. Oh, these are shaping up. Getting a little candy on the outside. All right, let's talk about how we're going to finish these bad boys down. So, it's 2020, and we are seeing the end of 2020, and we're going to be entering 2021. One of the top New Year's resolutions is to eat healthier, lose more weight. So tonight, for the base on our tacos for one plate, we're going to drop down some Boston lettuce. Guys, you can find this at Publix. You can find this anywhere you shop. We're going to drop 2 leaves per taco, just as we would tortillas, to ensure that we have that ability to pick up our product. And look at that, we're ready to rock and roll already. I'm just going to go ahead and add these leaves because whoever was prepping gave me a little extra. We'll take it. We'll take it. And, or you could use your corn tortillas. Now, we're just going to come over here in this fire and warm these up a little bit. Get a little cheat. You notice I took my rings off tonight. You want to take off your jewelry, especially doing stupid stuff like this. Your jewelry heats up rather quick and gets super hot. All right, just getting them warm. 2 tortillas per taco. This was on the inside. Let's get that. Oh, man. You know, this is one of my absolute favorites. We've got everything I love. We've got hand food. We've got bacon. We've got belly. We've got Voodoo Chef products. I mean, we're playing with fire. No pun intended. All right, now, we were gonna make a little coleslaw tonight, but we've got a new product coming out, new seasoning, and that new seasoning just happens to make an amazing ranch dressing. So we went ahead and made some Voodoo Ranch, just to kind of tease that new seasoning a little bit. We have no idea what we're gonna call it. We've got some of our Voodies out there, some of our Voodie ambassadors, playing with it right now, cooking with it, seeing what they think, what they like, what they change. Nothing. And then once we get that feedback, that's going to be available to you pretty soon in 2020. So keep a lookout for that. Hey, just FYI, new on the Tampa list, drop into any Ace Hardware. Ask them for our product. We're starting to hit shelves in Ace Hardwares. And that's amazing, and it's a great thing. Thank you to Vision Ace. But, you know, it's not going to do anything if the Voodies don't pop in and start picking up that product. So, if you're out and about and you pop by an Ace Hardware, jump in, pick up some product. All right, so instead of making our coleslaw and putting the dressing right on our cabbage, we're going to go a little traditional taco style and put this right down here on our base. We're going to do it on both our lettuce wraps and our corn. And then what's next, guys? We got all the components of pico. We've got all the components of pico. So, if you just want to buy some pico and use pico and take that shortcut, hey, you do you. That's A-okay. We keep these products in our house all the time. We have tomatoes in the house, so it's not that big a deal for me to whip up and cut down a couple tomatoes. But like I said, if you got pico in the refrigerator, man, go for it. The only person that's going to judge you is you. Well, at least the only person that matters, right? And if somebody else is judging you, man, they got too much time on their hands. Tell them to take a look in the mirror. Let them judge themselves. All right, we got some onions. Of course, you know, traditionally down in Mexico, they like to use the white onion. We're using red because it's going to bring a little color to the game. Flavor, very minute difference. One's a little more acidic than the other, but again, most palates aren't going to be able to pick that up. We're going to pause right here because now we got to get our belly. So, we're going to take our belly, we're going to pull these off. We're going to get one last brush of barbecue on these. Oh man, I wish you were here smelling this. Let's shut this down to snuff this fire out. All right, let's get it, see if we can get a look. Take a look at this. Who does not want that on a damn taco? Wondama right there. Wondama. Guys, just slide this skewer right out. It's not that hard. We're working with belly. It's nice and tender. So, we're just going to take two of these little cuts and we're going to lay them on here, on each one of these tacos. And get these bad boys ready to rock and roll. Holy cow. You know, the funny part is, I normally cook this and take this into the girls. I don't know it's going to make it in the house. I'm not certain it's gonna. This is looking too, as my boy Hollywood would say, this is looking too sexy right here. All right. Too easy. Too easy. That's a big daddy quote right there. All right, so now we're going to take our ranch. We're going to drizzle these up with ranch. Okay? We just want to make sure we get some ranch on there. We can always go back. People can add more if they want to add more themselves. We're going to take one of my favorites, cilantro. We're going to put it right in the center of these bad boys. Now, if you're taking notes at home, you're probably wondering where the lime is tonight. Well, I put the lime juice inside the ranch dressing, and we'll post that recipe for you if you like. And you'll see that the lime juice is right inside the ranch dressing. So we don't need limes for our tacos tonight, which is a good thing. I like jalapenos. You can put however many you like on there. Angelina can't get enough. So We'll make sure and load some of these up. Mama, on the other hand, not so much. And then guys, the last piece of this, just to bring a little more to the table, we're gonna take some crunch and put right in the middle of these things. Little bit of chicharron, right dead center. And we got blackened bacon wrap belly tacos. We'll give you one and then the other. Look at that. Guys, as always, man, I really appreciate you checking in for the halfway hangouts. I appreciate the hearts, the thumbs, the love, the ats, the hashtags, the slashes, whatever you call them. Make sure and check us out. And please remember, everything we do is to support culinary education, the food service hospitality industry, and feed those in need. Through the Voodoo Chef Foundation, we live by those three pillars of our passion, our future, and our hope. And we're hoping to make a difference and hoping that we can take care of as many people as we can, whether it be through our support of the food service hospitality industry, our scholarship programs where we send students to school. By the way, we're committed to another $100,000 in scholarships in the year 2021. And finally, through our Hope program. Our hope is that no one goes without. If you follow us, you might know that a couple weeks ago we fed nearly 500 students at Latte High School. Went in with a lot of support from the food service hospitality industry, and we were able to knock that out and take care of a lot of kids. And just to throw it out there, it's amazing. When we look at 2020 and we think what a debacle it was and how happy we are for 2021, let's take a look at the small things that made the biggest differences. The food service hospitality industry has been obliterated by the coronavirus. Yet, day after day, we have folks like First Watch, East Lake Woodlands Country Club, 813 Tequila, Jack Daniels, Alfred's Food Truck, the Grilled Cheese Truck, Kicking Caribbean, the Voodoo Chef Foundation, Lato High School, Little Greek Restaurant, and countless other people. And I know I'm missing a ton, but we have not missed a beat and we have not missed a step. And that's because of the food service hospitality industry, as challenging as these times are, have been able to step up and help us make a difference. So when I look back at 2021, I look back with very fond memories of the lives we touched because of the amazing industry that I work in. And I applaud every one of you. Thank you so much, guys. Have an amazing, safe New Year's Eve, and make sure you party like rock stars on New Year's Day.
Oh, God.
Guys, how about those tacos, man? I got to tell you, I put the belly inside the sous vide with the Fat Boy for 8 hours. Then I sous vide it for 10, and then we wrapped it and blackened it. And I got to tell you, they were off the chart. I wish you guys were here in Voodoo Studios and we were eating them live on air. That would just make it even better.
They were very colorful too.
Well,
Love it. Love that color, man. You got the jalapeno and onion going.
Oh, the Fat Boy pickle.
Good shit.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, I don't care as long as it has extra cheese, like all the cheese. Oh, hey Voodies, it's me, Johnny B. I want to remind you guys, every Friday, 10 p.m., make sure you're tuning into my show, The Johnny B Show, because we have the Voodoo Chef himself on with me, and we talk culinary. Yeah, we talk about recipes that he's created that week. We post videos up on the Facebook page, and we take phone calls. We just talk food. It's Foodie Fridays on my show. So it's a couple of fat guys talking food. What is better than that? I don't know. Tune in. The Johnny B Show, Friday nights, 10 p.m. We talk everything Voodoo Foundation and everything Voodoo food. Just do it. You know you want to. Seriously, cheese, please.
And you know, this is our last podcast of 2020, and so rather than bring in some you know, specialty chef or somebody that's going to talk about, you know, voodoo this, voodoo that, we're reaching out to our old bud, and we're bringing in my longtime pal, Chef Humberto Del Campo. He and I have been working together since I don't know when, because I suck with dates and times. But, you know, we've been hanging out playing. We got lots of stories we could tell. But tonight's not about any of those. Tonight's about putting 2020 to rest. And let's get him in here. H, what's going on, partner? He had some music playing in the background, jamming as he's coming in. What was that? Was that Pitbull? Was that Pitbull, old man?
Did you hear me singing too?
We did.
Thank God, no.
We did.
Jesus.
Hey,
don't
what's
like
going on, buddy, man? We're so glad you're in the podcast with us, finally. I mean, and we're so excited because now it's time to go to Pointless Pop Culture Trivia. We've missed the entire podcast.
Oh, man.
We've been trying.
I think that was planned.
No, sir. We've been trying for a while to get you in here, man. You and I go way back. I don't know what year because I suck with dates and times. I'm going to guess 06.
2006, right after Little H was born.
Yep. And, you know, we've been hanging out and kicking it ever since. And, you know, I'm excited that you're here with us tonight. And what a better night than to kick out 2020 and talk about some of the things that are going on. First of all, give us an update. What's going on with you, buddy? He has to think.
What's going on with what?
I said, what's going on with you? What's new? What's new in the world of H?
What's going on with what? Can you hear me?
With you.
Oh, man. You know, every day is an adventure over here. Don't you know?
Oh, I know.
We've got just things working on the house, working with the family, getting things organized.
What are you working with tonight? I see a cup floating around. You're working with
We
something
have a
good.
few things going on here. So over here, let me see. Can I turn my camera around?
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
All right, so over there is the bar. I don't know if you can see it.
I see a bottle of Maker's
So you got
Mark.
some lovely Maker's Mark. You got Maker's Mark, you got doors, you got a little Bacardi back there. And then over here, from a little bit earlier, I was inspired by someone who refers to their drink as Nana's water. So I thought I was going to make a Papa's tea.
Nice.
Oh, whoa, man! I've already finished off one bottle and I'm starting into the second, so it's going to be a great night. You know, it is National Bacon Day. I don't know if you knew that. We threw up some tacos today, but now it's time to take a little retrospective and talk about 2020. And we don't want to harp on things too much, but just to recap so we're all on the same page and pipe in at any time. You know, as we track 2020 through the months, you know, January seemed like things were just going to be business as usual.
Business as usual.
You know, aside from the impeachment, things were going pretty solid. You know, we had some amazing things taking place. We took out that leader from the bad guys on the other side of the world. I'm not even going to try to say his name. And the highlight of the news was, I mean, Prince Henry and Meghan Markle saying that they're leaving the royal family. I don't know about you guys, but I mean, that shook my world.
I was devastated.
I didn't know what was going to happen. I mean,
I was devastated.
When you combine that with the Astros cheating in sports, it's like, what the hell's going on? And little did we know.
Your recall is amazing.
Well, that's how I roll.
I remember that shit.
That's how I roll. And you know what's funny is, kind of under the radar, we started learning about this place called Wuhan, and some guy died from some mysterious disease over there, and we just kind of blew it off. We just kind of let it slide through.
And that's how it all began, with the infamous bat stew.
Absolutely, but we just blew it off, you know, because February rolls around, and the only thing that we're looking at is we're all sitting back enjoying the WWE-esque fighting of Pelosi and Trump, which I got to tell you was quite entertaining. Just from a guy who doesn't really know politics, just sits back and kind of, you know, old and stupid and does what he wants to do. That was pretty fun watching them fight. But that kind of took us into March. And March is kind of when things started getting crazy. Starting off with the fact, you know, the Democratic Party decided they weren't going to go with this old dude to run for president. Instead, they decided to go with another old dude to back their party to run for president. I thought that was pretty funny. Yeah, we're not going to go with the old dude Sanders. We're going to go with the old dude Biden. And they finally made that decision, but they also that was also the month where they locked down the whole country. And I don't mean the Democratic Party. I mean governments around the world because of Corona. And
a Manchurian candidate, baby.
What was it?
Manchurian candidate.
Yeah, that's right. Because you know who's behind him, right? He ain't gonna last but a month.
I sleep soundly knowing that we've replaced one geriatric buffet with another.
Do you think he wears one of those Darth Vader masks at night, Ed?
I'm not sure. I think he's in that iron. I think he's in the iron lung thing, like the guy from Big Lebowski, the one whose son stole the dude's car. You know, I don't know. You know, like I said, we just replaced one bumbling old fart with another, so I'm okay with that, man. I'm still drinking beer. I still got a job. You know, things still work in the right places. I'm gonna try to find the silver lining and not fucking clouds. You know, remember,
Well,
if it's not food, sports, or music, fuck it. Excuse me.
You hit the silver lining right there, man.
A
lot of people were displaced during the shutdown. We were fortunate.
We were very fortunate.
I mean, I'll cover that when we get to our tops. But,
yeah, let's hold off on that there, old man. But you know, we push into May, and by the time we get into May, I gotta say our nation is truly divided, and it's pretty sad that you know, what used to be something we could sit and have discussion about and you could talk about, we got to a point where our nation was pretty much black or white, and you were either on one side or the other, and there was no shade of gray and there was no discussion. We had the killing of George Floyd, which further created the divisiveness. And then the murder hornets happened, and then it just became a joke. You know, what's going to be the next thing to come about and tackle us and diffuse the world as we know it? It was the murder hornets. Then we started having all the hurricane talk coming up. It's going to be the worst ever. Kanye announced he's running for president. I mean, what the fuck was next, man? Could it get much worse?
Yeah.
I think it can.
It did. The Kardashians announced that they're not going to have another season. What the fuck, man?
Hey everybody, it's your girl Miss Ruby Red Monroe, all the way from San Francisco, California. Don't forget, you should check out some Voodoo Chef Dirt. See, I think it's both small. Voodoo Chef Dirt is an amazing product. I use it all the time in my kitchen. But also, the fun fact about this product is that a portion of the proceeds go to culinary scholarships, which is really amazing. So if you can, go out, check us out online, Voodoo Chef. Find it at a store near you. Mwah. See you soon. Bye.
Another argument, I guess I haven't learned. Seems that when I express myself, out slips the wrong words. You know I hate to see tears fall down your face. When this happens, baby, love is lost without...
Hey, the chick from what the hell is the name of that show? She went to jail for lying about getting her kids in college.
Lori Loughlin, I know.
Oh man, I was devastated. What was Uncle something's wife?
Uncle
man?
Tessie's wife, man. Come on.
Uncle Tessie, yes.
Man. What's the world coming to? But on a positive note, they did make a Saved by the Bell reboot.
Hallelujah.
And then it still got a little worse.
What made it worse, H?
I had to boycott the NFL this year, and I've held true to my boycott.
He's boycotted the NFL. He's boycotted the NBA. He tried to boycott Pepsi. They almost went out of business.
I have not had a Pepsi.
I know.
At least I don't think I have.
But you know,
knowingly.
As we roll to the end of 2020, we've got to say some amazing things have happened. The Rolling Stones announced WAP as the #1 single of the year.
Oh my God.
And on January 1st, Cobra Kai season 3 will be released on Netflix. I mean, how can it not get much better? And today's National Bacon Day.
Wait. I Am Legend 2 is coming out as well.
You're a legend, H. We all know.
You're much too kind.
I thought you were telling me I was a legend, and you were saying you're a legend too. And I was like, I know, partner.
Okay, I like that.
Together, we're killing it. We're big in Japan.
Looking at you, baby.
We're big in Japan.
Oh my God.
So hey, I'm Casey Grillo. I play drums with Queensryche, and I love Voodoo Chef. It's amazing stuff. My wife and I cook with it all the time. Thank you, Voodoo Chef.
Hey, you know, we didn't come on the podcast to recap 2020 in a newsworthy way, and you know, we just went back and highlighted on some topics, and we did it in jest. But instead, I wanted to come on and talk about our top 3 moments. You know, I like to think that there's always something to be learned and always something positive to come out of a situation. And so when I thought what we would do tonight, when H finally came on, I thought it would just be fun to sit and talk about our top 3 moments from 2020, whatever they may be, and just talk about them. And we've got 3 very different perspectives in the room, and I thought it would be super cool. And Alex says all I did was work. But let's hit it off. Our top 3 moments from 2020. Eddie C, you want to go first? Number 3. And we go 3, 2, 1. Number 3, Eddie C. You have honorable mentions.
No honorable mentions. I struggled to find a lot that were like, you know, mountains that were high. in this year. But
Ain't no mountain high enough.
Exactly.
Come on, go.
What about Friends?
Oh, Jesus. Okay. My wife gave me a haircut back in April, and it was utterly hysterical.
I remember.
She hit me with these damn dog clippers, and she stopped for a second and just went, and then started laughing until she pissed herself. And that was before it was even half done. Yeah, but I didn't care because I was starting to look like a cross between one of them fucking kids from Stranger Things with their shitty teenage haircuts and Kramer. And I didn't care. I wanted it off my head, and watching her, just start doing that. And, the only thing that was better than her giving me that haircut was sending a picture to my mom, and she said, "You look like a dog with mange." So, it just couldn't get any better. That was kind of a high point, I got to say, in a work fucked up way, which that works for me.
I had a similar.
So hey, let me make sure I understand what we're doing here. We're doing like our top three, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And that's your top one.
That was his number 3.
That's number 3. Yeah.
Eddie C, I had a similar thing happen to me. When I taught at Hillsborough High School, one of the cosmetology students begged me to go down and get my hair cut. And I said, you got to do anything you can, for students. So I said, sure.
Weren't you bald back then?
No, my wife had asked me to grow my hair back in when I started teaching. So I was clean shaven bald. When I started teaching, she said, you need to let your hair grow back in if you're going to start teaching. So I go down to get haircut, and halfway through, the little girl goes, oops. And I had that same oh shit moment that you had. Yeah, it's okay. I wear a hat most of the day anyway. So I put my hat on, and I go home, and my hair's like this. And my wife's like, what happened to you? And I told her. And I said, I'm going to go down and get it fixed right now. And my wife goes, no, you're not. I go, what? She goes, that little girl will know you had your hair cut again. You need to leave your hair like that for at least a week. So I'm walking around like this for a week.
Look like you'd had a lobotomy or something.
Things we do. No, looking like Lloyd Christmas, man.
Oh.
I've seen that movie. Lex, what's your number 3, baby?
3. The beginning of the year, I started off going on vacation. I went to Texas and went to a tulip field. That was great.
I remember pictures were amazing.
That's kind of cool, actually.
You went and visited your boyfriend, right, Lexus?
Yeah.
H? She went to see her boyfriend, H.
Good place. Keep his ass in Texas.
Yeah, it's too bad that he's working in Texas, but that's where the fun is, and that's where the money is. So that's cool that you got to do that, and you got to do it right in time because they shut that shit down fast.
I almost didn't make it back.
Wow.
I was getting ready to go on the plane where they were saying that flights might be canceled because COVID was getting worse, and I made it back just in time before everything shut down.
Well, you know what? That's a great way to end that pre-COVID time. That's very cool. H, what about you, old man? Number 3, your number 3 moment of the year.
Well, I got to tell you, me being the overachiever, I got to make it 2 number 3s. Okay.
So you can, an honorable mention and a number 3.
Okay. So, all right. So let's go with the honorable mention. Did my back patio, man. And when I say I did it, I mean I did part of it, but I didn't do it. I had somebody do it. But the floor is tiled. We got an outdoor kitchen thing over here.
Nice.
And it's a much more a usable living space. We use it a lot now.
Hopefully your number 2 is.
And then taking over my number 3.
Your number 3.
No, didn't make it. So number 3 is I bought a cruise line, and I bought Apple. Those are things that probably I couldn't have done without just the way things fell this year.
Yeah.
So those what I would put my number 3.
I too now own a cruise line, and I too now own Apple. And those were good calls. I'm glad we were sitting next to each other. My number 3 guy.
Yes, we were.
I did that too.
My number 3 is actually March 13th, and I remember the day because I think we were all together actually. We were all down at 81 Bay Brewing. The catering company was down there doing a pop-up, and it's the day that they announced that they were going to lock down Tampa. And it's one of those days that you just kind of remember where you were and what you were doing, kind of like 9/11. But we were all together, and it was kind of one of those ignorant moments, but we knew what was going on, but we didn't really know how serious it was going to be. I remember the minute that the text came across our phones, H and I looked at each other and said, well, we're not going back to work for a while. And we looked at Alexis and we said, you got this? And she says, when don't I have it? and H and I walked to the bar and we got some big ass beers, and we went out front and smoked a cigar because we knew we were going to have an extended vacation. And to me, that was a high point. We were doing what we loved, doing it with people that we enjoyed doing it with. And I missed that. And that was a high point of 2020 because, it was a great time, and I can't wait for those times to come back. And I think they're coming quick. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Big Eddie.
Let's hope so, man.
What's that?
Let's hope so, brother. Let me tell you.
Damn straight. Big Eddie C, give us your number 2.
Just that time during the lockdown, I was happy with it, man. I'd spent all my life trying to avoid people. So, my favorite thing to do at parties is not go. So I was content with being home. I mean, every day, get up, walk the dogs, make breakfast, come in here for about, I don't know, I'd come in here till about lunch and then go fiddle faddle around, make a sandwich, come back in for a couple hours. And by 3 o'clock, it kind of, everything as far as like online work and people getting a hold of me just kind of dovetailed out. It was gone. And I would go to the couch and watch whatever, catching up on this show or that show. If it wasn't, was usually I was watching Letterkenny, this crazy Canadian show in the afternoon, and then going in there with my wife to catch up on Yellowstone in the afternoon. And I got to tell you, it wasn't bad. I mean, on the 13th, we were all together.
Yep.
And by Monday, we kind of knew it was going to be, we didn't know what it was going to be, but we knew we needed to get laid in with some provisions and shit. So we got up early and went out to the Sam's Club in Pinellas Park because I don't want to see anybody in Tampa. Fuck them. I don't want to go to Brandon. I don't want to go to Carrollwood. So we go across the bridge because it's actually short from where we're at down in South Tampa, Douchebagville.
I didn't want to say it.
Okay, I said it. So we stocked up on everything, man. We got there enough time to get some toilet paper and paper towels and, lots of blue cheese dressing and just, different, just a shitload food-wise. I mean, it was way out of control. And I was fine with it, man. Just that whole time of about 4 or 5 months, I missed it.
Ed, by week 3, I think I saw everything on Netflix. So I know what you mean. Lex, what about you, baby? What's number?
Oh yeah, you were watching Tiger King.
Being able to still work. Everybody had a vacation. I worked through the whole pandemic with a couple people at a lessees, and it brought us all closer. Nothing's better than hearing a store has toilet paper and all of us sending one person out to get us all toilet paper. But just having job security and just coworkers that are just like family and being able to help each other out during a pandemic, it was just nice.
The camaraderie of a team is amazing. I know exactly what you're talking about. We had that back at the Castaway. I'm still friends with most of the people that were at the Castaway back when I worked there. And I mean, just look at us. We're talking about, one of my favorite things of 2020 was the day we were all together when they announced the pandemic. So, that's good stuff there. And you're right. The fact that, all of us here, we were all able to continue working is a blessing. And so many didn't. So, that's huge. That's huge. As Mike Myers would say, I'm getting awful clump.
Verklempt.
Verklempt, there it is. What's up, old man?
All right, so Carson
Your number
graduated.
2, H. What's your number 2?
Carson graduated with BA, and Garrett is his last semester. Very, very proud of the two accomplishments those young men done.
That is very awesome. And something happened with your internet connection. You sounded drunk as fuck right there with the little delay on my end. It was hysterical. No, those are major accomplishments. And my only question is when Garrett graduates, are we going to have as big a party as we did as when Carson graduated?
Carson is much more extroverted than Garrett is. So I'm going to probably tell you no. Garrett's probably, we may, he and I, and maybe his brothers, we may go to Vegas for a couple days and just go gamble.
So yes.
But not so many people. It'll be a more intimate affair, but it's gonna be, it's gonna be something special. This is a big thing.
That's a big thing, man. You should be very proud.
Yeah.
You should be very proud. My number 2, guys, is along the lines of Big Eddie C. The time where we knew we were going to be home. At first we had that oh shit moment, and H and I spent a lot of time on the phone figuring out how the hell we were going to teach culinary online. We had to become the program that we make fun of. So we sat around and figured out how we were going to get all this stuff online, and we were having Zoom meetings every day. But the reason that time was special for me is I run very fast, very hard all the time. And so to be forced to have to sit here and just reconnect with the more laid back life, I guess, sitting at home, chilling, enjoying my family, it forced it to happen. And the reconnection there, of just being able to slow down and take a breather and focus on things. We had a lot of challenges happen in our business lives, with the businesses we have, but I think we're coming out stronger and better on the back end. And again, just reconnecting with the important things. That was an amazing time. So that's my number 2. Probably should have been my number 1, but I'm just kind of going chronologically. Eddie C, what you got, man? Number 1, we got trivia folks poking at me going, we got to come in, and I'm blaming it all on H.
All right, I'll make it quick.
Number 1.
Celebrated 20 years of being married 2 weeks ago.
Congratulations, brother.
Absolutely.
Yep. I think I'm up for parole soon.
I don't think you would have it any other way, buddy. I think you guys are the perfect fit, and I'm excited for both of you guys. Congratulations.
Appreciate it. So
that's a good deal.
Yeah, it's a good thing. So
Lex?
Just ending the year with my family. Christmas with the kids was great. Everybody's still healthy and happy and not dying of COVID.
You had to take it to the extreme. Everybody's happy and healthy, and that's a good.
Happy and healthy.
And you know what? Your family pictures during Christmas time were amazing. I'm glad that you include me in the groups so that I can get to see those, because I enjoy seeing that, and your family is just beautiful.
Thank you.
H, what you got, old man?
I gotta tell you, I'm on the same lines as Lexus here. We, my mom lives with me. She's approaching 89 years old, and through this wild and crazy year, everybody within this household is healthy. We know a lot of people who were unemployed for many months. Fortunately, we had to adapt our ways, but we were able to maintain our employment, maintain our livelihood, which is you know, in retrospect, a lot of people didn't have that ability. They, you know, they were forced to shut down.
And you know, that's a true statement. And you know, you and I talk about this a lot. You know, and people out there watching the podcast don't know. H sits on my left. I sit on his right every day, Monday through Friday, and a lot of times after that too. We spend a lot of time together, and we talk all the time about how fortunate we were to be able to maintain our jobs. And I'm glad your family stayed healthy and safe too, because that meant my family stayed healthy and safe, because if you got it, I got it, and vice versa. So that's a good one. And again, mine were chronological, you know, connecting with, you know, staying at home and chilling, and, you know, I actually felt like I got healthier. That should have been my number one, but we're just doing this thing chronologically. My number one.
Wait, I wasn't done.
Oh, you have more? I'm sorry, old man. I'm sorry.
You know, there's one more thing I wanted to say. You know, one of the issues with people with Down syndrome is that they have a lower immune system. You know, and through this whole time, you know, little H didn't get sick, and he really still has a lot of growth. You know, with our last visit to the neurologist, he was amazed. He said a lot of his patients regressed because of the lockdowns and the lack of socializing and so forth. And little H still, you know, was progressing and continues to progress.
Well, that's a testament to you and your family and how much you interact and socialize and work.
Yeah, but I mean, those, you know, my you know, the big things that really, my mom, because she's on one end, 89 years old, you know, and then the little guy with Down syndrome and just the issues that come with that. So, okay, so there, bam, back at you.
Bam. My number one, guys, real simple. And again, it was chronological. There's no importance. They all equally weigh the same. The food service hospitality industry just really, really, really took it hard during COVID times. I think the last number I heard was 110,000 restaurants in the United States have gone out of business. Not shut down, gone out of business. They're not coming back. And that's everything from chains to small mom and pops. This could be, you know, a family restaurant that's been in the family for years and years and years, and this is how they made their livelihood. Gone, just gone, erased from history, and that's very saddening. We actually shut down one of our businesses that was supported through the food service hospitality industry. And, you know, we started focusing on our foundation and our give back. And it was so exciting to see all of the supporters that supported the restaurant we shut down, the business we shut down, all of those restaurants, as we started to open up, you know, the economy and people going back to work, they all jumped over to our foundation and started supporting our foundation in a new and different way. And we actually had a couple of events where we celebrated our sponsors. We had a golf tournament where we were able to raise over $20,000 for our foundation. And those two events ended our year and just demonstrated the resolve of the food service hospitality industry and how we stand together to kind of do what we do and support our own. And I applaud every single one of those sponsors that stood by us and are going to help us continue to do what we do through 2020 on into 2021, and just continue to impact the community through our passion, which is the food service hospitality industry, our future, which is people like Alexis, Jada, Amirani, all the folks that we give scholarship to and help them get out there in the world. And finally, our hope that no one goes without. And Ed and I were just together, and H was there last week. Alexis had to work, that's why she wasn't there. We were together, not last week, a week and a half ago, and we fed over 500 students at a local high school of students who are in need. And that's because of the support that the foundation gets from the food service hospitality industry. And you know, to be able to see that happen after such devastation, that just warms you up. And if it doesn't warm you up, you're fucked up and you need to go get checked, motherfucker.
And I'd like to add one thing. Although Alexis wasn't there physically, she was there in spirit, because I felt her good vibes there.
And with those good vibes, it's time for a little pointless pop culture trivia, H. I hope you're ready, because here
No, not at all, man.
Look at this. We got a special room today, guys. Thanks for holding on. We had some technical difficulties, a.k.a. old man with a computer. And we're now ready to rock and roll. We've got from Silver and Smoke, Chef Carl Miller. What's going on, buddy?
Oh, what's going on? Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Same. I apologize for the delay. I know every minute with you is like hours because you're going to be at the gym and done exercising before most of us get out of bed.
Gonna wrap this year up fine, so.
Healthy shit.
Well, I hope you're ready to rock and roll. And making a return appearance since her macaron episode, Chef Shayla Daniels. What's going on? How have you been?
Crazy busy.
That doesn't suck. That's a good problem to have.
No, it's a great thing. I just can't wait until tomorrow comes so I can be done and, you know, actually sleep.
What's tomorrow?
What the hell's that?
I have my last big orders for New Year's Eve macarons and stuff.
I got a tough day tomorrow too. I'm glad you reminded me. I've got a massage scheduled for 1:00.
Yeah. Nobody wants to hear that.
Right? I just said I have to be at work at 5 a.m., get off of work and go straight to doing deliveries for my business.
You could be one of those people without a job.
I mean, you're right.
You know,
but I'm still tired.
Feline AIDS is the #1 killer in cats. Hey guys, it's time for Pointless Pop Culture Trivia. I hope you're ready to rock and roll. Please remember the rules for Pointless Pop Culture Trivia. You must have a drink and you cannot cheat. So if you're ready to rock and roll, Carl's got his vodka, aka water. He's hydrating for the gym. He's hydrating. If you know the answer, you'll shout out your own name. Our co-host, Big Eddie C, will call on whomever he hears respond first.
Selective hearing.
If they are correct, they will earn a point. If they are not, we will repeat the process and we will shout out our names again. Miss Alexis is the scorekeeper. Eddie C, I haven't seen the Gator Paw tonight. So that makes him the keeper of trivia. And if you remember, as always, the winner of tonight's Pointless Pop Culture Trivia will have their name entered into a drawing where they may be selected to have the opportunity to win a prize that may or may not be named at a later date. So if you're ready to rock and roll, we will get into question number 1. Are you ready? H, are you like concentrating that hard? You're taking it that serious?
Oh, no.
He's Googling.
I was just thinking that, was it Shayla? That's the girl you were talking about, right?
The macaron, huh?
He has to say it right. He knows I hate when he says it wrong. So
Shayla makes some badass macaroons.
Macaroons.
Wait. Shayla, let's be honest. If I walked up and I said, I need $20 worth of macaroons, you're going to fill up my bag, right?
I mean, yeah, because it's money and it's you.
She'll be silently dismissing you as an asshole.
Apparently, dead presidents can say macaroon any day they want.
Look, and as soon as you walk away, I'm this super motherfucker. Like, it don't even matter. But I'm going to get that shmoney, though.
Wow.
Makes the world go round.
That's it. All right, question number 1, if you are ready. I don't know if you guys caught the wind of this, but I actually sent out a topic this week.
Yep.
Both Jean-Claude Van Damme and Steven Seagal were offered the title role in this not-so-Stallone classic of 1996, where both a criminal lord and a police officer emerge from a cryogenically frozen state in the year 2032. You may not remember much from the movie. However, it may have left you question.
Demolition Man.
Big Eddie C, does he get the points?
I guess I don't have the questions, but I know that's the answer.
Well, how do you know that? It might be Wesley Snipes.
It was not. It was the Demolition Man. I will.
Only 4. I was
Title again.
Shay, you ain't got a chance in these movies unless. I mean, we're all old, girl.
I know.
Where's your margarita?
Well, see what happened was
What?
I'm on a new
He knows Martin
lifestyle
now.
change.
He knows Martin. What
So-
happened?
It's
just
my last glass of water to hit my gallon for the day. So
in his comedy stand-up, You So Crazy, Martin Lawrence portrayed a boxer giving his reasons for losing the fight. See, I was up there and I was throwing my jab, and then he hit me with the ref cross, and I went down to my I went down on my left knee. And what had happened was I was abused as a child. He knows that one.
yeah, sure do.
In the movie Demolition Man, Stallone's character John Sparta was framed for several crimes, which is what caused him to be imprisoned in his cryogenic state. Stallone states he was terrified during the scene where he was submerged into freezing liquid, causing the frozen state. He claims this to be his worst time during his storied acting career. 5 years later, this scene was parodied in a spy spoof starring Michael Myers. Name that movie.
Hell.
Hell.
I think Del knows it.
Austin Powers.
Yeah.
International Man of Mystery.
He got the full title. I think he might get bonus point.
Bonus point.
Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery is correct.
Oh, man, I got my mojo, baby.
It's not mine.
Who does number 2 work for?
Hey, you show that turd who's boss.
You notice the Z's no jokes. They don't know any quotes. No, none.
I'm actually a millennial, not Generation Z. Let me just throw that out. Generation Zs are nuts.
You ready?
Fair enough.
I don't understand millennials.
And by that you mean
I hate millennials.
We're amazing. That's what you mean.
Millennials have all the money. I like millennials. And millennials can say macarons because they have macaroons because they have all the money. All right. The Bodyguard or Grease. Name the top movie soundtrack of all time.
Shayla? Oh, I personally like The Bodyguard, but I'm going to go Grease.
That is too bad because, oops.
Oh,
Carl.
Wow.
No, Del, come on, Eddie C. Del.
Carl said his name.
Carl,
So did I.
he doesn't know your name's Del. He thinks you're 8.
Oh,
Carl.
okay. Oh, Carl's right. He's got selective hearing, damn it.
Carl, what's the answer?
The Bodyguard.
The answer is The Bodyguard. The Bodyguard won a Grammy for Album of the Year, not only Soundtrack of the Year. This is the first album to sell more than 1 million copies in a week and has sold 45 million copies worldwide.
Wait a minute. I want to challenge that with Saturday Night Fever. I bet that one sold more.
Number 3.
Oh, look at you.
Question number 4.
Wait, what happened to number 3?
You got it wrong.
Go ahead.
Question number 4. It's amazing how he and I get any work done. Question number 4. Kevin Costner or Patrick Swayze? Who acted in the TV miniseries North and South?
Del, H. Thank you very much, Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner. Incorrect.
Okay.
Carl's in.
Patrick Swayze.
Patrick Swayze is correct. All right, I can't give away my Patrick Swayze fun facts. Alexis, I think you better give us a score update after 4 questions because it's been nothing but crazy.
Carl has 3, H has 1.
Carl has 3. That can't be right.
Hey, they're the scorekeepers. Question number 5. What movie starred Swayze as an adrenaline junkie surfer always searching for the next rush.
Del,
No.
H.
Del.
Point Break.
Point Break is the correct answer.
Oh, hell yeah.
The end of the question says, searching for the next rush, who fueled his adventures as a member of the bank robbing group known as the Dead President. You should watch those movies, ladies.
Yeah.
I don't have time.
When I have time, I'll watch it.
Not the remake.
No, not the remake. He's right. That one was
Hey,
canned ass.
there's a ghost on the other side of the studio wall. So if something happens, y'all call the fucking cops and shit. Like legit. Question number 6. Originally, Swayze auditioned for the role of Johnny Utah, the ex-football star turned FBI agent that tracked down the dead presidents. The role was eventually portrayed by Keanu Reeves. In what film did Reeves play another football star, Shane Falco?
Del, H.
H.
I think I did some great lip reading there. The Replacements is correct. You know,
Yeah, I heard that.
nice little fun fact. Patrick Swayze did all of his own stunts in Point Break. He logged 55 parachute jumps during that film.
Nice.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Nope. Mm-mm.
Yeah. Nope.
Fight. It's overrated.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Question number 7. Originally founded in 1932 as the Boston Braves, before changing its names to the Redskins the following year. In 1937, the team relocated to Washington, D.C. With a lot of controversy and political correctness pressure over the name Washington Redskins, 2020 would see the end of an era.
Yep.
As the Washington football team searched for a new name, the Sentinels, as from the movie The Replacements, was one that drew a lot of attention. What was the Washington football team, formerly the Washington Redskins? I'm sorry, what is the Washington football team,
H.
formerly the Washington Redskins' current name?
H.
Yep.
H.
H.
Thank you. The Washington football team.
It is the Washington football
Which
team.
is so stupid.
Isn't that?
Like, quit being a baby. Stop pouting because you're mad that people are offended by that, and come up with a better name. Like, just do better.
Like
do
the
better.
Sentinels. Like the Sentinels, and hire Shane Falco. I'm even
There was
okay with
nothing wrong with
Keanu
the
Reeves.
Redskins. A lot
Yeah.
of history there.
Like, so stupid.
Why could it not? Why does it have to be derogatory? Why could it not be paying tribute?
It just.
Exactly right.
But even if like we switch it from the Redskins, like we can think of something besides the Washington football team. Now you just sound like a 2-year-old pouting. Like, do better. I don't know.
I think the political correctness is nothing more than people pouting.
It's a mess.
I got yelled at for saying something wrong the other day, and I didn't even understand what I said. But that happens all the time. I think I told somebody to fuck off or something. I don't know.
No,
Question
I
number 8.
cannot believe that happened.
Question number 8. Don't all answer at once. We will go on 3. Not 1, 2, go on 3, but 1, 2, 3, then go. Merton Riggs, portrayed by Danny Glover and Mel Gibson, respectively.
8.
I feel like he has the answer list or something. Like,
Ed Carmack, who is it? H. Lethal Weapon.
Lethal Weapon is the name of the movie.
I think H has the answer somewhere. There's no way he knows all of these.
I'm convinced. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
H could barely log into the podcast.
You weren't born
He
yet.
could have read your emails.
Something.
He's in my era.
Well, I need you guys to like come to like the 2000s and stuff. You know.
Hey.
Of us.
We did announce that the
Understand.
Rolling Stone named WAP the #1 song of 2020. And we did announce that the Kardashians announced they were canceling the show. I mean,
Oh, thank heavens. Yes.
Yeah, I don't care for the Kardashians.
question number 9.
Kardashians.
X.
Question number 9. Prior to Home Alone, Macaulay Culkin played the role of Miles Russell where he is known for a scene where he interrogates his potential babysitter, John Candy, who played the starring and title role. Name this 1989
H.
John Hughes classic.
H.
Uncle Buck.
Uncle Buck it is. H, what's your favorite scene from Uncle Buck?
I like John Candy. Oh, I can't remember. I
Carl.
like John.
He remembers that sexy man of fat John Candy.
But he was funny.
Hey,
tormented the boyfriend. That's classic.
my favorite sign is, here's a quarter. Why don't you go downtown and have a rat gnaw that shit off your face?
That was good.
That's a classic scene. Carl, your favorite scene from Uncle Buck?
Oh, I remember the movie. That was too many moons ago.
I'm with you.
H, you don't know what we said 15 minutes ago, though. Tell the truth.
Austin Powers, the International Man of Mystery.
Question 10. Question 10. It is said John Hughes wrote Ferris Bueller's Day Off starring Matthew Broderick in 6 days. It's also thought that the starring role was actually written specifically for a different actor who happened to star in the Hughes classics 16 Candles, Weird Science, and The Breakfast Club.
Oh, shit.
Name that actor. Big Eddie C knows.
Oh, yeah, sure does.
Eddie C, what's the answer?
Anthony Michael Hall.
Anthony Michael Hall is correct. It's actually said that he and John Hughes came up with the concept of the movie together. Hey, have you ever seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
I have. In 8th grade, I had a brain injury, and I was out of school for 3 months. And my history teacher brought me that movie, like messing with me, saying that that's what I was really doing. So
That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. And you know, not to go back to that, but definitely glad that you're here.
Thanks.
Lex, we might need a score update here, just to make H feel good.
I mean, H is actually winning, so.
Why do you say it like that? I love and you should only shade my way. X is actually winning.
You tried to make me vacuum a floor, okay? I still have a little bit of anger.
No, that's the man in black.
No, it was you. You were a part of that. You were a part of it.
Maybe I was a part of it, but it was the man in black.
You still could have told me you were joking.
I'm not just another pretty face here, okay?
That was fucking hysterical.
I feel like it wasn't funny for her, though.
No.
Wait, it was funny when she did it a couple weeks later at a different catering to somebody else.
And he actually got a vacuum.
And she got mad because we let him off because he was starting to plug the vacuum in. Concrete floor.
I mean,
enjoyed every minute of it.
All right, question number 11. 34 years after the original movie, a reboot of sorts has become a huge success on screens around the world.
A reboot of what?
The original movie.
Oh, okay. All right.
A reboot of sorts has become a
Okay.
huge success on screens around the world.
Around the world.
With the return of William Zabka and Ralph Macchio playing against each other again, what's the name of the YouTube sensation?
Carl. Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai it is.
Excellent job.
How did you not get that, H, when I just said earlier that Cobra Kai Season 3 comes out on January 1?
He wasn't paying attention.
That would have required him.
No, I was paying attention.
It's that memory thing.
he's just trying to let other people catch up. That's all.
Is that what it is? Okay.
Well, Shay,
hey, I can't take all of the.
You're sharing the wealth. You're sharing. You text him the answer. All right, question number 12. Pat Morita played Mr. Miyagi, who trained Daniel LaRusso in the art of karate. Morita is a long-standing actor who got one of his starting roles as a restaurateur, owning Arnold's in the late 70s classic TV show?
H.
H.
Thank you very much. Happy days.
Happy Days it is. Pat Morita owned Arnold's in Happy Days series.
But he wasn't the first owner, was he?
No, he was not. He just left the name.
That's right.
I feel like this is somehow payback for like when I was on here and like I won. Like you're making sure there's no questions that I know the answer to this time.
No, Shay.
Sucks to be young. Sucks to be young.
Shay,
I mean,
no,
you're kind of right.
Shay, you're ruining it. You're making H feel bad because we always set it up so that the guest wins.
I don't feel bad.
Oh no, wait, so you did that on purpose to me then?
We got to let the guest win, right, Carl? This is all. This
He's the only guy with grayer hair than I do, so like, and I'm game with this.
This is like that. This is like that Jim Carrey movie. It's all a sham. We live in a bubble. We're all flat earthers here.
All right.
We're all flat earthers. We're trying to make H feel good by letting him win trivia.
Gotcha. All right, I got you.
Nothing, H. Nothing.
You guys are jealous.
Yes, we are.
Wait,
Question number 13 for the win.
I'll get into Shayla's generation here. You guys are jelly.
I mean, that was like probably 5 to 10 years ago that we said that, but we'll take it. You know, you listen sometimes.
Question number 13 for the win. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Shayla.
Yes.
Shayla.
Yes, it is.
Shayla, I think you may have just stolen the victory. Die Hard is a Christmas movie, people. Learn to love
Absolutely it is.
it. And with that, we will go ahead and enter all three of your names into a drawing where you may or may not be selected. The winner of a prize that may or may not be named at a later date. Guys, thank you guys all for coming into the Voodoo Chef podcast. I truly appreciate it since this is the last podcast of the year. I hope everybody has...
Wait, are we done?
We're done, old man. Where you been? Shayla got question number 13 and won.
He said for the win.
I never get out.
I know. That's why you're so excited. He's been studying for 2 days. The moment he knew he was on the podcast, he's like, can I tell the story?
Well, I don't know what story you're going to tell.
It doesn't matter. He won't remember if I tell it or not. So we're together working on a project, and his wife comes up, and he goes, hey, what are we doing Wednesday night? And she goes, nothing. Is Erik coming over for pozole?
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm like, no, I'm not coming over for pozole. He's like, no. She's like, we're not doing anything. He goes, all right, I'm on the podcast. I'm on the podcast. So he asked permission. He got blessed. And ever since then, he's been studying for trivia.
Aw, that's sweet.
Don't believe it. The part about my wife, true story.
Pull up your internet history. All IMDb.
My life is much too busy to sit here and study for
all IMDb. If you pull up his internet history, that's why I put out the categories movies. He's been on IMDb reading for fucking 2 days.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ed. I love you too, brother.
Hey, guys, I hope everybody has a safe and exciting New Year's Eve. And most importantly, a great 2021. We'll see you
I
next
just poured
year.
myself another drink. Let's just hang out for a few more minutes.
Only the old man. Peace, guys. And there you have it, Voodies, another episode of the Voodoo Chef podcast. Let's give a big shout out to everyone involved with Voodoo Chef and all things voodoo, starting with Woostoff Knives, the official knife of the Voodoo Chef. And jamming up and down the streets of all Ybor City and Tampa Bay, Ragged Old Souls. Thanks for letting me jam with you guys. And when those amps are cranking, the turntables are definitely spinning thanks to the official DJ of the Voodoo Chef, DJ Don Pablo. Check him out spinning all across town, most importantly, at all Voodoo Chef events. Speaking of events, getting ready for yours? Check out Voodoo Chef Catering. Custom created events for every shape and size. Log on to voodoochefcatering.com to get your information today. A great big shout out to all my Voodies that are in the Voodoo crew. Thank you for your support. And of course, we could not do what we do in the crew without all of our crew sponsors. First Watch, Chef Shane Shively, thank you for believing in our mission. And of course, we can't forget Voodoo Mortgage. For all your mortgage needs, check them out at voodoomortgage.com. Alessi Bakery, a Tampa staple. Drop in and check them out today. And our newest sponsor, Twisted South Food Truck. Chef Adam Jessup, thank you for what you do. And of course, all things Voodoo are in support of the Voodoo Chef Foundation, providing culinary scholarship and feeding those in need. To find out more information or make a donation yourself, log on to voodoocheffoundation.com today. Man, sweets and Jack Daniels, man, it's just like crack.
Oh, alcoholic beverages and sweets are a great combination.
We could probably make a Jack Daniels donut.
Should.
Look. Oh, this is every day, man. Every day.
Oh, man.
Every day.
Every catering event.
Oh.
And Alexa, may I say you look absolutely radiant this evening?
Yes,
Thank you, H.
yes, she still has a boyfriend, H.
Still won't date your son.
No, she looks radiant because that lighting around it is like she's in an OR.
Like she's in a bar?
No, she looks like she's in an OR.
Yes.
When I taught at Hillsborough High School, one of the cosmetology students begged me to go down and get my hair cut. And I said, you got to do anything you can, for students. So I said, sure.
Weren't you bald back then?
No, my wife had asked me to grow my hair back in when I started teaching. So I was clean shaven bald. When I started teaching, she said, you need to let your hair grow back in if you're going to start teaching. So I go down to get haircut, and halfway through, the little girl goes, oops. And I had that same oh shit moment that you had. Yeah, it's okay. I wear a hat most of the day anyway. So I put my hat on, and I go home, and my hair's like this. And my wife's like, what happened to you? And I told her, and I said, I'm going to go down and get it fixed right now. And my wife goes, no, you're not. I go, what? She goes, that little girl will know you had your hair cut again. You need to leave your hair like that for at least a week. So I'm walking around like this for a week.
Looks like you got a lobotomy or something.
Things we do. No, looking like Lloyd Christmas, man.
You tried to make me vacuum a floor, okay? I still have a little bit of anger.
No, that's the man in black.
No, it was you. You were a part of that. You were a part of it.
Maybe I was a part of it, but it was the man in black.
You still could have told me you were joking.
I'm not just another pretty face here, okay?
That was fucking hysterical.
I feel like it wasn't funny for her, though.
No.
Wait. It was funny when she did it a couple weeks later at a different catering to somebody else.
And he actually got a vacuum.
And she got mad because we let him off the hook because he was starting to plug the vacuum in. It's concrete floor.